Okay, can you see the notepad now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So now, whenever you want to speak, you can unmute. Otherwise, mute yourself all the time. And when you want to say something, you can just unmute and say.
Sure.
So, one second. Let's see. Noise, background noise. Sangeeta, can you hear me?
Muting,
Yes,
yes,
I can
muting
hear
means
you.
there is one.
Okay. What happened, Setu?
Muting means there is one mic symbol in my screen which I have to.
Yeah, you have to do that. Otherwise, I can also mute you. But when you have to talk, you have to unmute it and you have to speak. Okay.
Sure, sir.
So I muted everyone right now because I feel disturbance. Okay, so let me start, and if you have any question, you can unmute and you can ask me in between. So my main purpose is to make the homeopathy easy for the people. So, you know, nowadays homeopathy is very complicated. People have made it very complicated, and if you take any medicine from any homeopath, if you don't get cured, other homeopath will say that you have not taken the correct homeopathy, the doctor is not good. And if you take combination of homeopathy, that is also not the real homeopathy. Homeopathy has few rules which we have to follow, and those rules are, we have to, I will write down those rules. So first, what is homeopathy is? So homeopathy is a treatment system of the treatment where we treat the patient using few rules, few laws, and with that laws, I will write down all the laws of homeopathy here, and you have to just read it and understand each law. I will not explain each law right now, but I will just go through some of them today. So one of the important law is law of similars. This is the main law of homeopathy, and homeopathy is based on this law that is called the law of similars. And what is that? We will learn that in 10 minutes. It takes 10 minutes to understand what is the law of similars is. You know, nowadays, allopathy, there are two systems, main system of treatment are there. One of them is called allopathy. Is it visible? This text is visible, or is it too small?
Yes, it's visible. It's visible.
It's visible.
It's visible.
But if you make it one size bigger, one size bigger would be good.
Okay. So we are doing law of similars. Is it okay now?
Do we have to should we take notes?
No need. I am recording this session. You can watch it again and again whenever you want. If you want to take notes, it's up to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you know what happened in when homeopathy was discovered in 1796. At that time, till about, you can say, 1900, every pathy were same. That means people used to consider allopathy and homeopathy as the same. But later what happened, few big pharmacy people, there were few big pharmacy people, they made homeopathy as what you called as pseudoscience. That means it is not a science. They only consider chemicals as a science. and they removed the homeopathy branch from the science so that people should not take it and people should only follow the allopathic system of medicine. Nowadays also, if you go to any allopath, they will consider homeopathy as a pseudoscience and not the real science, and they will tell you that don't take homeopathy, it's not the real science. In fact, according to me, homeopathy is only the scientific system of medicine, and allopathy is not the real scientific system. And based on what, I will tell you. Because when you take the allopathy, they test each medicine in laboratory or somewhere, wherever they want to test it. But they don't test the real cure. They don't test the real cure. So actually they are testing only the medicine, whether medicine is reducing the blood pressure or whether the medicine is reducing the sugar, diabetes, and they only test this in laboratory, but they don't test if the real patient is cured or not. But whereas in homeopathy, we test that, we check whether the person is cured or not. The homeopathy is only based on the things that it cures the real person. It does not, though it is tested by every individual at home, all the homeopathic doctors, they test it in their clinics. It is created in the home kind of thing. It has not gone into laboratory, or it has not gone into any scientific, real scientific method. And because at that time there were not real scientific that there is a laboratory or anything, we should go there and test the homeopathy there. So everything is done on based on the experience and the observation. So the two things which they saw is the experience of each homeopath and observation. So this is homeopathy is created based on the experience and observation of homeopath. So I feel that homeopathy is the scientific system of medicine because it is really gone to the experience and observation of all the homeopaths of the world. I will not go into detail of this now because this is a short lesson. I want that every person should learn the basics of homeopathy, and then they can jump into the treatment, how to do the treatment kind of thing by themselves. So let's see how homeopathy cures any problems. So for example, if I have fever, or if I have a cough, if I have cold, how homeopathy cures it? Because in homeopathy, we don't have any anti-fever drug, we don't have any cough drug, we don't have anything to reduce the sugar, reduce the blood pressure. There is no such things in homeopathy. But then also homeopathy cures. Then how the homeopathy cures is the main question here now. So what happened? Let's talk about defense mechanism. So we are talking about law of similars now, and law of similars is something how homeopathy cures a patient. So let's talk about the defense mechanism of the body. What consists of defense mechanism of the body? Defense mechanism means whenever you get sick, you get bacterial infection or you get anything, body tries to produce some symptoms and signs. For example, you will get fever, you will get cough, you will get cold. What are actually these symptoms? These symptoms are nothing. These symptoms are the part of defense mechanism, which body produces to eradicate the bacteria or virus or any other problem in the body. Actually, whatever body produces any symptom or signs are nothing but the defense mechanism of the body. So when you get anything, for example headache, for example pain in abdomen, it is nothing but the defense mechanism of the body to eradicate something in the body which is causing that problem. So if you reduce the fever, that is going against the defense mechanism of the body, and then you are not curing it properly. It may not cure you, or it may suppress your problem and create another problem in the body. So whenever you have fever or cough or cold, those are nothing but the defense mechanism of body to eradicate the bacteria or virus or any other problem. So any symptom or sign which you see in the body is nothing but the defense mechanism of the body. Now if we want to strengthen the defense mechanism, then what we have to do? We have to decrease the fever, or we have to increase the fever? Now you can unmute it and answer it.
Yeah, we have to increase the fever.
Increase the fever. Why? Because defense mechanism has created the fever, cough and cold, and now what nowadays people are doing, they are trying to do symptomatic treatment with allopathy. That is, they are decreasing the fever, or they are decreasing the cough, or they are decreasing the cold, which is against the defense mechanism of the body. And God has given the defense mechanism of the body to create the fever, cough and cold, and we are going against the nature. And whenever we go against the nature, it will not cure you, or it will suppress the problem. Suppress means it hides the problem and creates another problem in the body. So anything which you see in the body is nothing but the defense mechanism of the body, and you have to increase that rather than decrease it. Now whenever you get fever, cough or cold, how will you increase it? What is the way to increase that fever, cough? If you know any way to increase the fever which you have, the cough you have, cold you have, whatever symptoms and signs you have, if you know any way, you can use that to increase the problem. The only way to cure is follow the nature. God has given the defense mechanism in the body, and that defense mechanism means the creation of the fever, cough and cold. Because fever, whenever there is a fever, in high temperature, bacteria may not live. It may die. So body has created fever, and if bacteria tries to go into the lungs, we cough. So that is also defense mechanism of the body. And if we stop cough by using anti-cough medicine, then that means we are asking bacteria to go inside our body and harm us. So never ever decrease the fever, never ever go decrease the cough, never ever decrease any symptom and sign of the body. So whenever you get sick, just increase those symptoms and signs. And what will happen when you increase those symptoms and signs? Let's say you have fever of 102 degree Fahrenheit, and it remains in the body for some time, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and if you increase it to 103 degree by somehow, I don't know how, I will tell you my way. If you increase it to 103 degree, then bacteria may not live in that 103, and they get killed in 103, and fever will then come back to 98.4 again. So this is how the body tries to remove the bacteria. So nowadays coronavirus is going on, and what they are doing, they are giving symptomatic treatment. That is, they are trying to decrease the fever, they are trying to decrease the cough. So what is happening? If you decrease the fever, whatever the organism, microorganism in your body is there, it becomes strong. And what will happen if you decrease the cough? The microorganism which tries to go into the lungs, with cough it comes out. But now if you decrease the cough, that microorganism will go into your lung and will cause harm, and then you will get breathing problem, and then they put you on ventilator, and then there will be side effects of ventilator, and you may die from that side effect of the ventilator. So the people are dying because they are stopping the cough, they are stopping the fever with some medicine which is not right. So we should actually follow the nature, and nature God has given fever, cough, cold to remove the problem in the body. And nowadays people are decreasing it. Whenever they get fever, they just take the anti-fever drug, which are in fact they are going against the nature. and they are decreasing their defense mechanism. Defense mechanism is nothing outside or inside. Antibodies are there. Antibody is one form of the defense mechanism, but those antibodies are only one form. We have other form like fever, cough, cold, any symptom which you see, even cancer you see, it's some kind of defense mechanism. In people get thin, people get fat, all these are defense mechanisms of the body to save you something from the bigger harm which is present in the body. So whatever is happening in the body is good for you, and you should not try to decrease those things, you should try to increase those things. That is called the defense mechanism of the body. When I say I am increasing my defense mechanism of the body, that means I am increasing my symptoms and signs. That is in fact, I am increasing the defense mechanism of the body. That is the purpose of defense mechanism. So how does homeopathy cure? Whenever we take the homeopathy, what does homeopathy medicine do? Homeopathy medicine do. They in fact create the symptoms and signs in a healthy person. So if you take a homeopathy medicine X, what it will do? It will increase the symptoms and signs of the in a person. So let's say if you have fever, cough, cold, what we are doing with homeopathy? We are increasing the cough, because in homeopathy, when they taste the homeopathy medicine, what homeopathy medicine was doing? Homeopathy medicine was in fact creating the symptoms which are really present in the diseased people. So for example, if I am healthy, I took drug X, I will get fever, I will get cough, I will get cold in the normal individual. That means I am actually inducing the disease in a normal person when I take homeopathic medicine. Since I am inducing the disease, fever, cough, cold, in normal circumstances, and when I am getting sick, I have fever, cough and cold, in reality I am actually inducing fever, cough, cold and disease also. So that means if you have 102 degree with homeopathy, it will increase to 103 degree, which is required to kill the bacteria and restore the health to 98.4 degree Fahrenheit. So what homeopathy is doing? Homeopathy is not doing nothing. It only helps the body to do what it was doing. If I have fever, homeopathy medicine induces the fever. If I have cough, homeopathy medicine induces the cough. So then body automatically cures the problem. If I don't want to take homeopathy, and if I have some way to create the fever, cough and cold, then also I will get cured by it, because in reality I am increasing the defense mechanism by increasing the fever, cough and cold. So whenever we are taking homeopathy, we are doing nothing. We are not killing the bacteria. We are only asking the body to do what it was doing, but with a greater intensity, so that it can cure quickly because with normal, let's say fever is there and 102 degrees is going on in the fever, and it is not reaching the 103 degree, and we need 103 degree to kill the bacteria. So body will keep 102 degree for a long time unless we give homeopathy medicine which increases to 103 degree, and then bacteria will die and patient will come to normal. So the thing is that homeopathy is only creating signs and symptoms, nothing else. Rest is cured by body itself. And if you cannot produce fever, cough and cold, then you won't be able to cure with homeopathy. Let's say if you give wrong medicine, and that medicine does not create fever, cough and cold, it only creates headache. Let's say your medicine creates only headache, but you have fever, cough and cold. So will you be able, are you increasing the fever? No. Are you increasing the cough? No. Only you are inducing the headache. And if you are inducing the headache, that means you are not creating fever, cough and cold, and so that means you are doing nothing, and you will not be get cured, because you are not actually creating the things which we needed to cure a patient. So when we say that you got wrong homeopathic medicine, that means you have not created the things which are required in a body to cure that patient. So either you have to change the medicine, or you have to wait for body to itself kick out the bacteria by keeping the 102° for a long time, and then bacteria will automatically get kicked off and you will get cured by self-mechanism. But if you if you give the correct homeopathic medicine, that means you are creating the fever, cough and cold, and then if it increases with your homeopathic medicine, then it will cure you very quickly and easily without waiting for the period till body automatically kicks it off. So the whole aim of homeopathy is to create the symptoms and nothing else. So if something is not, if a person comes with any problem, and if after giving homeopathic medicine those problems does not increases, that means you are not really curing the patient. But sometimes the increase period is so small that you won't realize it. It increases very quickly and then decreases the problem. So patient get cured without you realizing that it really increases it. Homeopathy cannot cure anything without increasing. It only helps the defense mechanism to increase, that is to increase the fever, cough and cold and bring the cure in the body. So whatever you see in the person, whether it's a tumor, whether it's a lymph node where increase, or whether there is a cough, cold, all those are the process of the defense mechanism, and we have to increase that defense mechanism to cure the patient. Now I will tell you what the symptoms generally are produced in the body. So when you see, when you have a bacterial infection, I am talking bacterial infection as a sample, but it applies to all the problems in the disease. When you have the bacterial infection, what problems you get? You get problems on the physical level, like you get fever, cough and cold and many other things, body ache, headache, blah blah blah. And you also get problem in the emotional level, like you will become dull, you will become sad sometime, you will become angry. All these are the emotional level problem that also comes along with the physical level problem. And other problems which come in the body are on the mental level. That is, you may have the for example, lack of clarity. That is, your mind will not work. Weakness of the mind. You cannot clearly think what is right, what is wrong for you. And there are more mental level symptoms which I'll tell you in coming class. We have whole list of mental level problems. So for example, criminal do some crime. He is actually sick in the mind. He is intelligent, but he is sick in mind because he is doing something harm to the community. That is also called mental level problem. Though in fever he will not do the crime, but in other case he will do crime. So let's not talk about the crime now, but we will talk in the mental level problem. So whenever you get sick, defense mechanism acts on the physical level by producing these symptoms. Inside they may be producing antibodies, which generally nowadays allopathy think that antibodies is the real cure for the bacterial or viral infection, but this is not the only thing which body does. Body does all these things to actually cure the patient, and body also create defense mechanism on the emotional level, which nowadays people allopath don't think. They don't touch the emotional level. They will not cure your dullness, your sadness, your angriness. They don't cure you on the mental level. They only talk about the physical level. Whereas in reality, God has created the body, and all these three levels are changed whenever you are sick. So you will get problem in the physical level, you will get problem in emotional level, you will get problem in the mental level, and so you have to cure all these three levels by increasing the symptoms and signs on all the three levels. So if you only cure the physical symptoms, you are not actually really curing the emotional level and mental level with allopathic medicine. And with homeopathy, whenever you give the medicine, it has seen that these medicines create the symptoms and signs not only in physical level but on the emotional level and mental level. So homeopathy cures all the three levels by in fact increasing all the physical level problem, increasing the emotional level problem, increasing the mental level problem. And when we increase the problem in all the three levels, actually we are increasing the defense mechanism of the body, which helps us in the cure of the patient. So the whole concept of homeopathy is believed to be on increasing the signs and symptoms whenever you are sick. We don't have to decrease. So when homeopaths say that we know the treatment of coronavirus, so coronavirus is new, they claim because they only have to increase the symptoms and signs in a healthy, this is called healthy, which is different thing, but in sick people also we have to increase the signs and symptoms to cure it. So homeopathy can generally challenge that they can cure because they know they only have to increase the symptoms and signs. They don't have to do anything to the virus. So if a person comes with a fever, cough, cold, they will just increase those symptoms and signs, and automatically our defense mechanism will cure that problem. So the whole concept of homeopathy is based on the defense mechanism. Now, do you have any question on this part?
As of now, know that, but what I have understood, I just wanted to tell you this. My increasing the intensity of the defense mechanism, the fever goes to 103. Then the body defense mechanism is also increasing to the level to fight with that bacteria, which is in the level of 103 degrees. And our medicine effect reduces within some days or some hours, gets withdrawn. So the temperature comes back to 102. At that time, the defense mechanism power, the intensity will be at higher level, which will completely wipe off, because it is in the higher level, it will completely wipe off the entire disease. Is it so?
I'm not clear on the question. So you said that we are increasing 103. Then what? What is your question exactly? I don't understand your question.
No, it is not the way I have understood. That's what I'm trying to explain. Once the intensity increases to 103, the body defense mechanism also prepares to fight with 103.
Right.
And our medicine effect gets reduced after some time because we are only temporarily inducing the symptoms.
Right.
So the defense mechanism power will be at the higher side, and the normal bacteria's fighting, that is inducing temperature, will be 1 or 2. So at that time the power of defense mechanism is higher side. It will completely wipe off the entire disease at one stroke. Is it so?
The answer is you're saying that if we do 103, it wipes out immediately the bacteria. You're saying like this, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the answer to this is
once the induced symptom medicine's power comes down. That is, once the power of medicine will come down after some time. It will come down. So the defense mechanism will be in the higher side. Fighting with 103. At that time, the power of defense mechanism will be the higher side. So it will have to completely wipe off the entire thing within a single stroke.
That also depends on the bacterial infection. If bacterial infection is limited, it may immediately destroy the bacteria and reduce the fever. But if the bacteria is very strong and body needs 103-degree temperature, it has 102. With homeopathy or with any way you increase the symptom, it goes to 103 and it will keep there for some time for 103 degree till the bacteria gets killed. Let's say to kill the bacteria, but it may not immediate. It may take, it may need 103 degree for 8 hours or 10 hours. We don't know. Body automatically decides on how much is needed. So it keeps that temperature there and then bacteria gets killed. So in some cases, yes, it reduces immediately, and in some cases it may not. So for example, consider the typhoid bacteria. Generally it has 21 days or 30 days it goes to that period. So if I don't do anything, body tries to keep the temperature so that typhoid bacteria gets killed in 21 day to 30 day period. But with homeopathy, we increase the fever. It may go to 15 days or it may take 21 days at least, which is needed to cure that one. So it all depends on how body tackles it. So this is only I want to tell you that whenever you get fever and cough and cold, just don't try to decrease the problem. Always try to increase it, or if you cannot increase it, if you don't have homeopathy medicine, then just try to keep it there, those problems, so that body can automatically remove the problem from the body. So we should not take anything to really decrease those signs and symptoms which are needed by the defense mechanism to cure the problem. This is true for acute problem and chronic problem. If you have problems since long, many years, then also this becomes true. And if the problem comes recently, then also this becomes true. So the only thing I wanted to tell all people, because what happens nowadays, people go to the doctor to take the medicine to reduce the fever or reduce the problem. That is exactly wrong. That is against the God's mechanism, and that is against the defense mechanism of the body. We should not even decrease any symptom in the body. So that is the main purpose of the defense mechanism. If you cannot if you cannot increase it, at least keep it there, whatever it is. So if you are suffering from some chronic problem, don't try to decrease it, try to increase it, or at least keep it at that level so that body is at least fighting to cure you. Maybe it may not cure you because it is not able to increase it. You have not, let's say there is some problem in your body, you are not able to increase it to that level. At least it will keep you healthy. Means it will not try to, if you try to decrease it, then you are actually going against the defense mechanism and you are causing more problem in the body. But if you wait without medicine, by changing the diet or by doing, if you don't have homeopathy, if you are changing the diet or if you are doing something to at least keep the symptoms at same level, then also it is good rather than decreasing it with allopathic medicine. So the whole problem now comes that you should not decrease your problem. You should increase it or at least keep it to that level so that you should not have any problem. Now, what are the ways people do in homeopathy? Some people prescribe single remedy. Some people prescribe the combination, which is, according to me, not correct. And in the single remedy also, some people follow the 5th edition of homeopathy. I will tell you later what is the 5th edition, but consider 5th edition of homeopathy, where they give only one remedy and wait till they get results. They give one remedy and one dose, no more dose, only one dose. Ek bar diya, chhod diya, one dose, and wait till they get results, and nothing to take any remedy between till you get some result. And some people follow the 6th edition of homeopathy, where they give LM potency, and in LM potency they give generally one remedy, but they repeat the medicine every day. So these are the 3 general way people try to give in homeopathy. 5th edition, where they give only one remedy, ek bar diya, one dose, and then they will wait for 1 month, or in acute case 3-4 days, And in 6th edition, they give the LM potency where they give one remedy, but they repeat the medicine every day. And then there is a combination of medicine which is not the real part of homeopathy, and they give multiple remedies at one time, like arsenic, branya. Let's say they have heard that these three medicine cures corona, so they just mix all the three and give it to patient. This is not correct way. Some people follow 6th edition, some people follow 5th edition. I follow 5th edition because I feel 6th edition was released after the death of the Henneman. Henneman is the originator of the homeopathy, and I feel that there may be some loopholes in the 6th edition, so I follow 5th edition. It is up to you if you want to follow 6th edition or 5th edition, whatever you feel good, you can follow. But I follow 5th edition of homeopathy. Now, combination is wrong, but combination is better than allopathy. Why? Because, in fact, they are not really doing the homeopathic principle. They are not curing the person as it is, but at least at least they are giving so that person is not taking allopathy, and which tries to decrease the symptoms. So I feel that even if they are doing combination, at least they are wetting the defense mechanism to cure by itself without inducing the symptoms. So I feel combination is also not very wrong if you avoid the allopathy. At least you are taking something to avoid the allopathy. Nowadays, third leading cause of death in world is modern medicine, that is allopathy. So that has to be avoided in any circumstances. But some circumstances you cannot avoid allopathy, and what are those? Those are when you have accident. You have to take allopathy. Let's say you have fracture, like I got last year, I have to fix it with some surgeon. Or if you are unconscious, and if you are unconscious, very serious, then also there are homeopathic medicine, but you can avoid that and you can take allopathy in those circumstances. Otherwise, no need to take allopathy in any case. If you are not getting cured, keep that things there only. Don't try to decrease it. That's the main purpose.
Hello. Sir, I
Yeah.
am having a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Now just
Yeah,
now
tell
you
me.
mentioned that for accident, fracture, unconscious and very serious conditions, allopathy is required. But I feel for these conditions also, if homeopathy doctors are given training on emergency medicines like using ventilators or doing surgeries, then the need of allopathy will reduce. Because at present,
Yes.
homeopathy doctors doesn't have trained on emergency medicine like ventilators or surgeries, some type of surgeries or many type of surgeries. That is why we are forcibly dependent on allopathy. And
Right.
it is not that we are forcibly dependent on allopathy for these conditions. But in fact, I feel if homeopathy doctors are also trained very well in all these fields, then there is no that much of need on allopathy for these conditions.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, very true. If homeopath, if medical colleges teaches the ventilator or whatever they do in emergency, then they can
even in
use
diagnostics also, even in diagnostics also. So there is no facility for homeopathy doctor to pursue MD homeopathy or MD radiology.
Right.
MD radiology. So
Right.
all MD radiology doctors are from MBBS only, from allopathy only. I think so
Right.
that there is no provision for homeopathy doctor to go for MD radiology. So for all diagnostic purpose, we are dependent on allopathy. So
Very
it is
true.
a
Training is
forcible situation on mankind.
Agreed. Training is missing because I feel that if we keep the homeopathy medicine and rest whatever they are
and homeopathy fraternity should fight against this.
Right.
What I
Yeah, true. That is true. Since the homeopath does not have the knowledge to cure these problems, so we are dependent on the allopathy. So training is missing in allopathy. But now I am talking about the common people. I want every common people to do their homeopathy self-treatment by the simple means. So which I have created some simple methods from where you can do your self-cure. So simple method which I will tell you now, and from today everyone can find their remedy themselves and cure themselves. So that is the main purpose of this class, that in 1 or 2 class you should be very competent to treat yourself. So even though training is missing, but this class is for the common people, so that every common people, I want every common people in the world should be able to take the homeopathy medicine. Right now, whenever you have problems, you just go run to the allopathy doctor, which reduces your symptoms and signs, which actually is creating more problem in your body rather than helping you to cure. And homeopathy is only helping in cure by keeping or increasing the fever, cough and cold. That is the method. So now what you have to do when you get sick? So that is the thing. Since you are, I'm talking about a common, I know there are homeopath here also in this class, but let's talk about a common person, a homeopath knows what to do, but let's see what common people has to do. So whenever you get sick, what you have to do, you have to just observe. You have to observe what signs and symptoms are present in the body. So you just don't have to go to allopath and take the medicine. You have to just observe what are the things happening in the body, how your body is creating the signs and symptoms. That is how your defense mechanism of the body is reacting against any sickness which you have. So I'm not talking about the simple, you just observe you have fever, but you have to observe when the fever is increasing. Let's say it is increasing in the morning, it is increasing in the evening, it is increasing in the afternoon, whether it is increasing by drinking cold water or whether it is increasing by drinking hot water. So you have to observe every small detail when you get sick. So when you have cough in the morning, evening, night, whether you get cough by eating something or not eating something, or whether your cough is, what is the type of the cough? You are barking, you have continuous cough, you have intermittent cough. You have to try to find the symptoms. That is most important. Just don't try to reduce the symptoms immediately. Instead, you try to see how your body is creating the symptom, how the body is reacting against the sickness. So you have to see when the fever is increasing and when it is decreasing. Let's say you are drinking warm drinks, it is decreasing, you are feeling better. You are sleeping, you are feeling better. So you have to observe all the symptoms when it is increased or when it is decreased. So let's say if you have 10 symptoms, for example, I'll put only 2-3 there right now. So for example, you have fever, body ache, cough and cold. So let's say these 4 symptoms you have in a coronavirus situation, for example. So what you have to do, you have to see when it is increasing, when it is decreasing. These are the physical level symptoms, but you have to observe mental and emotional level also, which we will talk. So when it is increasing and decreasing. So all symptoms has to be understood when it is increasing and when it is decreasing. So when it is increasing and decreasing, same thing for all. So this is the way, when you have the list of all the symptoms, that means you know how your defense mechanism is doing the things, trying to eradicate the problem. Then we can find a correct homeopathy medicine to cure you, or you can find yourself the correct homeopathy medicine to cure you. So if you don't have the symptom, if you generally say fever is there, cough is there, cold is there, then you're not exactly understanding how the defense mechanism is working. You have to understand what all are the symptoms which you are feeling. You're feeling angry. That is also part of defense mechanism. That is also helping you in curing that sickness. So you have to see what exactly is happening in when you are sick. Whether you are dull, whether you are active, whether you get problem with the heat, whether you get problem with the cold. So all the symptoms you have to note. Whether you get dreams, and which dreams you are coming in your sickness, and whether you have fever, which kind of fear you have. So like you can have fear. So you have to understand which kind of fear you have. Everything which is happening in the body is nothing but the defense mechanism, and you have to observe that. So just don't try to decrease it, just try to find what symptoms is in your body, how your defense mechanism is acting in the body to eradicate the symptoms. That is what you have to understand. So next time when you get sick, don't try to decrease it, try to find all the symptoms which you have, and how, when it is increasing, when it is decreasing, that is important. So if you find all the symptoms correctly, then you can find the remedy, homeopathic medicine correctly, and you can cure it. So I will just go with the practicality of some homeopathy. You know what you have to do when you are sick. Now, once you get sick, you have to find the remedy, and how to find the remedy I will tell you now in 5 minutes. Find the remedy which is best for you based on your symptoms. So let's say there is a person A. He has fever, but it increases in the evening. And there is a person B. He also has fever. It increases in morning. So though both, according to allopathy, both have fever, they will get antipyretic drug from the allopathists. But in homeopathy, since both fever are different, actually fever is same, but its character is different. One is getting the fever in the evening, one is getting the fever in the morning. That means the defense mechanism acting differently in both these people. So this person will get different remedy in homeopathy, and this person will get different remedy. So though both have, let's say, coronavirus, but both will get different remedy. So nowadays when media is advertising take arsenic album in coronavirus, that is absolutely wrong, because one may get arsenic, another may get camphor. But it is also right in one way, because at least if they take arsenic, they are not taking dependent on allopathy, and they are become fearless. So that case also I am okay if you take arsenic. But this arsenic may not be the real medicine for you. You may need camphor or any other medicine, because your symptom is different than the first person's symptom. So this is wrong in one way, because both the patient will get different remedy, but this is right in one way, that you are avoiding allopathy and you are getting fearless, that you took something and it will not harm you. So both the cases are good in the means this arsenic is either good also, bad also. So now when you find the correct remedy, let's say you find correct remedy is arsenic. Now generally what potency to take? You have to take the potency. What potency you have to take? In acute case, if the disease come immediately in 2-3 days, you can take 30 potency or 200 potency. But if the problem is chronic, then you can take 200 or 1000. 1000 is called 1 m, or you can take 10,000, that is 10 m, or more if you want. So preference will be 1 m or 10 m, or there is cm potency, which is 1 lakh. So whatever you want, you can take. It's not that 1 m will cure you or 110 m, both are equally good. So as a common man, you can either choose of these three potency, whatever is available or whatever you want to take. So you can take either of this. There is no very strict rules. But in acute case, generally high potency is avoided. We take 30 or 200 C potency. Now, how to find the remedy? That is the very difficult question for the common man. How to find it? If you go to homeopath, he will take your 2-hour interview in chronic case, and in acute case, he will maybe in 10-15 minutes in acute case, he will take 10-15 minute case and he will find the medicine for you. But in chronic case, he will take 2 hours to understand you, to understand your all the 3 levels which I had talked, physical level, emotional level and mental level, and he will, based on the 2-hour interview, he can prescribe the remedy. But since you will be taking your own case, most of the symptoms you know, physical, emotion, mental, you know, and you will be able to find your medicine quickly rather than the long process of interview. And this class is only mainly for the people, common people, how to find the remedy. And nowadays people don't go to homeopathy in acute case or in chronic also, because you know, they are lazy, they don't want to or interview or something. So that's the reason I want everyone to find their own medicine themselves. Now I will show you how can you find your own medicine at home. I created one form which asks you different questions and prescribe you the medicine, and that form is here. So this is my website. It's called, generally we have WHO, so I created World Homeopathic Organization, and here you can go and find your medicine. So this is called the assessment. It will assess you and it will try to find the best homeopathic remedy for you. Though I have not included all the symptoms, I have included few, and in few days you will see the list will grow here and all the problems will come here, all the symptoms will appear here, and then you can you know, find in all cases. Right now I'm just trying to put the data in this software, and right now we have few of the symptoms or few of the diseases, and then based on the disease I ask different questions so that I can find the best remedy. So right now I just put cough, fever, and these are the small problems which I have put. So whenever you have, let's say, cough, you have to select this and then you have to click the next. But remember, this list will grow. I am putting the data every day, little bit every day. So if I have cough, it will ask whether it's let's say some cough sputum is released, or if it is croup, or if it is dry. So if you say dry, it will ask you questions, and based on the questions it will suggest you the medicine. So you have to click the dry. So whether it is persistent or spasmodic, let's say it is all day present, you can put persistent, and if it comes in the as a spasm, you can click the spasmodic, and then it will ask few more questions whether the spasm which is there, kind of cough fit, causes a headache or no. You will say no, for example. Then it will tell you that to take this homeopathic medicine and in the 200 potency for 5 to 6 drops. So based on the questions which you answer, you will get the medicine. So best is you have to, whenever you get sick, these symptoms, you have to understand the symptoms which you are getting, and based on the symptom, you will get the remedy. So for example, you have diarrhea. So whether it has severe cramp or nausea, vomiting, or other, for example, I'm saying with severe cramps, whether you have nausea and vomiting, yes or no. Let's say if you said yes, you have nausea and vomiting, so it will tell you to take this medicine. So whenever you are getting sick, with 3 or 4 questions, you will get the medicine, but those questions you have to observe it. You won't be able to answer it if you don't observe it. So whenever you get sick, you have to go to this website and you have to choose the symptom which you have, and then it will automatically give this medicine. So for example, your abdomen is distended, it will ask if you feel something animal there. If it is a hysterical distension, I will explain you what is hysterical distension. If in the scrofulous children, when due to worms, let's say if it is due to worms, so you will get this homeopathy medicine. So I created this form specifically for the common people, because homeopaths all know these problems, what to ask, what to not. But I try to make the question simpler and to find based on the very striking symptom, so that you can easily find your remedy. If you are very lazy, you don't forget the symptom, then you can go to this. This is called traditional Chinese diagnosis. This is not the homeopathy diagnosis. Here you have to just observe your tongue. So for example, you can select the fever, for example. Where is fever? So if you have fever, so here you have to just observe your tongue color. If it is pale, if it is reddish, if it is dark purple, if it is this one. So if you know the color of your tongue, and you can check the pulse, but pulse checking is little difficult. So better only take the tongue color. So just take the one of the tongue color, and then you will get the. So here you will not get exact medicine, but you can choose one of them from these two. Or for example, if I choose pale moist coating, so here you will getting only the one medicine. Sometimes you get two, so you have to decide among the two which one to take. Sometimes you will get only one. So if you are lazy in finding the symptom, then you can use the color of the tongue to find the medicine. But it is better you try to find all the symptoms and put it in this chart to find exactly what you have to do. So this is the way you can find the medicine. Any question on this one?
Yes, sir, I have Bluetooth. But will you?
Sorry. Yeah, yes. I muted you again. Unmuted. Yeah, tell me.
Will you be taking the reporterization part in this class, sir?
You're talking about repartization?
Yeah. That is
Okay.
finding the remedy through the books.
Yeah.
Like
So
that.
I'll be doing that. I'll be doing that also, because though this is the very easy form for every common man to go through and find their medicine, but I will be, because this class will be every Sunday, 1 hour or 1.5 hours, because depend on time what we are doing. So I will be going with Matramedic also, and I will also show you how the real homeopathy doctor tries to find the remedy, and how they take the case. That part also is there. But for common men, I don't want to concentrate on that part more. They should concentrate on simple, because they will not be able to take so much big case kind of thing, and I don't want the common people to just go into that stress of the life. I want for them it should be very simple, based on the you got cramp, just get it cramp, done it's done. Let's say it's a leg, leg after exertion, so you get the you with few symptoms you get the medicine. It's taking time here. Okay, so with few symptoms, you get the medicine here. That is for the common people, but we'll go through little more detail of how the homeopathy works in how the homeopathy doctor tries to find the symptom medicine. I will also go through one homeopathy medicine every week.
Okay.
So I will tell you how I just read the medicine. So we will be going to each homeopathy medicine to understand how that medicine, what symptoms that medicine produces. So here is the Aconite, one of the homeopathy medicine called as Aconite, Nepalus, and I put all the different sections which we have to read for Aconite. And if you are interested in the Kent, you can go Kent and see what Kent has written about the Aconite. If you are interested in boric, you can go through all what is boric has written about the Aconite. If you like Clark, you can go what Clark is writing, and Allen. These are the 4 different homeopaths who has written the details about the homeopathic medicine. And there are few more which I did not mention the name, but you can go through each of them to understand what these people are saying. And then in the end, you can take the quiz for this medicine. So each homeopathy medicine has some symptoms which are very peculiar to that medicine, and we will be going through one remedy at one time. We will be every week we will doing one remedy at one time. So I generally don't go into detail of such one. See how Kent has written. See, if I read this whole, it is good for me to understand the remedy, but this is not good for prescribing. I won't be able to really prescribe by reading all these things. Though it is good how mine will be for Aconite, how the Vertigo will be for the Aconite. My main aim is to get 2 or 3 symptoms. My main aim is to understand essence of each medicine. Means what should be the present so that I can prescribe that medicine. So we are going through this this one. So have you noted this website first before I go to that Aconite? Have you noted this one website? So just remember this website and do the assessment, and then you can cure yourself. Though I know this is limited now, but in a few months it will be a very exhaustive list, and you will be able to cure yourself of all the diseases. Right now I have the list is limited because I just now a few weeks back I started working on this one. So let's talk about the Aconite. So what is very important for the Aconite? The patient of Aconite should have the fear of impending death. This is the very core of the Aconite. If someone has the fear that of death, then we try to prescribe the Aconite. I will just concentrate on the important symptoms. Rest you can read it, and if you are lazy in reading it, you can just play this audio and it will read for you all this material. So in half an hour you will be able to listen all this tab and you will understand what Aconite is. So let's see what are the important symptoms which I consider in prescribing. I don't go into this detail, though I have read it, but I don't go into detail in prescription mode. In prescription mode, I take only 1 or 2 or 3 symptoms for this which are needed for prescription, and those 3 things are present, then I prescribe that medicine. So for example, these are the very important symptoms of the Aconite are there. Then also I will go through 2 or 3 very important symptoms which I take. So one of the symptoms which should be present in the Aconite should be the fear of impending death. It is the fear of death. He is the patient who has the fear of death, that death is coming immediately. He will predict the time of death also, that at 9 p.m. he will die. So that is the fear of impending death, coming death. That is very important in Aconite. So if you see fear of impending death, that is one of the most important symptom for the aconite. So another symptom which we see is the exposure to dry cold air. So dry cold air is something in the winter season. Whenever you are exposed to dry cold air or wind, you get any problem, fever, cough, cold with dry cold air, and then you have fear also. These two symptoms are very important to prescribe aconite. So if you see these two symptoms any patient, then you can easily prescribe aconite. You don't have to see whether the symptoms are there or not. So this is the very big symptom list. So you don't have to go through into it to understand that you have to prescribe aconite or not. What is the prescribing symptom of the aconite? Prescribing symptom of aconite is fear, exposure to dry cold air, and that's it. You are done. With these two symptoms, you can prescribe aconite with confidence. Like these two symptoms, every homeopathy medicine has 2 or 3 very striking symptoms which should be present in the person to prescribe that medicine. So though you have this form to find out your medicine that is for day-to-day problem, but you have to understand each medicine also, what each medicine is doing. It is a long list of medicine. There are 1,000, 2,000 medicine, but we will go only 50 to 100 medicine, which are very important in day-to-day life. So this is called the fear of death and exposure to dry cold air. These are the two main things which I used. Now, important remedy for nipping colds in the bud, given in the early stages of cold, fear, and inflammation, and there's an intense fear, and fear of impending death is there also, and fear of animal or other situations are also there. What are the other situations? Like crowd, airplane, earthquake, all kind of fear is there, means you are feared of everything. Okay. And the usual causes. What is the cause of problem in aconite medicine? You have exposure to the wind, that is the dry cold wind. You have the shock, that is the fright, and you have the exposure to air conditioning. Air conditioning is also cold air. So for that also you can prescribe the aconite. Next will be how the flu of the aconite. The patient says that complaint came on suddenly. Often the skin will be dry and hot. The patient will be very thirsty for cold drinks. He may or she may say that everything tastes bitter except for the water. The patient can be extremely restless and fearful and may fear that he or she is dying, although there is no reason to believe this. So the patient feels the fear and she is dying, but there is no reason. She is not really dying. She has fear of dying. If she is really dying, that aconite will not come. It's only the fear. So then give the 200 potency and there will be, all problem will be resolved. So what is the important feature? Thirsty, and it has come from the dry cold wind, and there is a fever. So with these 3 symptoms, you can prescribe the aconite. Another thing is the fear. Let's say the patient has an intense fear of certain things like animal, dog, cat, or an event which could be anything. A dark street, a noisy car passing, whatever, you will find that something similar happened in the patient's past, which he or she remembers, or it could be happened to the patient's mother while pregnant with the patient or in the past life. So I don't believe in the past life, but this is what someone author has written. So I just paste it here. So then you can give the aconite. So if there is a fear of dog or animals, then you can also prescribe the aconite. What are the modalities? What is modality? Modality means when it is increased or decreased. So if it is increased from the cough or from the cold wind, or in the evening, or in the warm room, or from tobacco smoke, you can prescribe aconite. Or whenever your problem is better in fresh air, with rest, with sitting quietly or perspiring, then you can prescribe the aconite. Now I will share some cases. These are not my cases. This is one of the author's cases, which are very nice. I like these 4 cases. Case 1. There was after a warm spring day followed by a cold evening, a young woman caught a cold and next day she was sneezing. So uh, there was a cold evening and she got the sneezing, had a runny nose. She took Aconite 200 and her symptoms vanished within an hour, not to return. There's a case to a man aged 30, spent the evening in the hot room, then he walked home in the rough stormy weather. In the morning he woke up blind. He was given Aconite 3C. That night he prescribed heavily and morning he woke up with no longer blind. I traveled by airplane. This is not me, this is some author. From Madrid to Caracas in the fall 2007 to meet my future wife. As I was coming from and going to the warm country, I didn't have to bring a sweater with me. Big mistake. There was a strong cold wind blowing with the window seat of the plane and I was freezing. Not having slept the night before, my defenses were down and I was worried about catching a cold since my throat was getting sore. I took Aconite 200C and hoped for the best. After joyful arrival in the afternoon, I invited a party where I got to know my future wife over some wine, feeling no more symptoms of incipient cold the rest of the night. And there is a case 4. While walking along the street with my wife, a dog suddenly appeared in front of her, causing her to draw back in fright. I gave her Aconite 1M on the spot. She told me that she had feared dog all her life. Crossing the street on the seeing the dog some distance away to avoid it. She related that the dogs would often cross the street at the same time. She told me it was because my mother had attacked by the rabid dog while pregnant with her and she had to climb onto window ledge in panic to avoid the bitten. This single dose removed her fear of dogs ever since reaching the first dose of Aconite 1M. She has been quite comfortable walking by or near dog, although she won't pet one yet. So these steps are important, and this is the something Kent which you can read whenever you have time. And if you are lazy, just listen to this audio, and it will read it for you. And this is the Boric is the another homeopath. He has written about Aconite. So whatever you read, the important thing in all the author will be this: there will be fear and the exposure to dry cold wind. These two symptoms are very important, though restlessness is also important. So these 2 or 3 symptoms are very important in giving the Aconite Napellus. And like this, we will go through all the homeopathic material, medicine, and try to find what is the striking symptoms which we need to prescribe. We don't need to read all this. If this is not matching, if this is not matching, it doesn't matter. We should only concentrate on the 2 or 3 important symptoms which should be there to prescribe that remedy. And if you get that symptom, that means you can easily prescribe that medicine and cure that person. So there is a lot to tell more about this one, which I will tell you in next session. Right now, I'll just want to use these 2 links. I'm putting in the chat. One of them is this assessment and another one is this Aconite. So these 2, you can go through all these symptoms in the in this week, and next time you try to give this quiz. And I have written answers also for this quiz, but don't look at the answer. When you go through all this step, then you take the quiz and then try to check the answer here. And these are pictures of Aconite, that how the Aconite patient will be there. He will have feeling of imminent death. He will have a strong desire for cold drink. He will beside oneself with pain, dry heat, contracted pupils. He will have ailments from the fright, from fear. Anything happens, you can prescribe Aconite. You have ailments from exposure to cold wind. He's feeling cold wind. He wakes up 2 hours after falling asleep with fright. He wakes up in the night with fright. Someone will say, I will die if at this time. They will predict the time of the death. And they are fearful of the building, they are fearful of the empty spaces, they are fearful of all the things. They have the panic attack accompanied by the conviction that life will end soon. They will think they will die soon. So these are the few pictures for you to understand how the Aconite works. So that's it for today. I will be going more this assessment next week, and we'll take one more medicine here, and I will explain some more things which I want to explain, like in how to cure lifestyle problem like diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, obesity, how to do with it. It's not only homeopathy, we have to follow the diet also. So I will share you the one diet chart which you can follow to cure those problems. Now, if you have any question, all are gone. Kavita is there only.
Acha. Acha, actually,
Yeah, I'm also there.
You are there? Okay. Yeah, there. No, you are there.
Actually,
Okay.
Manish, I was saying like some things you said so that some symptoms were there which we do not know the meaning of. So
Right.
what can be done is on the website only in the bracket you can write the meaning also, so that
because
when we are selecting the symptom we can understand क्या है करके.
okay, the thing is that there are a lot of symptoms. If you go this,
नहीं, questionnaire जो था ना,
questionnaire
when we were answering, suppose cough पे click कर रहे हैं हम लोग, क्या cough and then next yeah, this group मुझे नहीं समझ में आया, so if it is possible.
Yeah, the thing is that I generally, there are few terms which are very difficult because what the author is putting in his mind and how really the patient is. So generally I will put it whatever I feel is little difficult in the bracket. I can put what is the meaning of that one, and then you can do. Yeah, that I'll do. Yeah, that's right. But there were a lot of symptoms, so I feel little lazy to add those. But I will try to do as much as possible.
Okay.
And my suggestion is, whenever you get sick, and if you try medicine from here, then you just keep note of it so that you can tell me that you took this medicine, and so that it will help me that how you find out and whether you figured out the correct medicine and whether you got cured of it or not. So something you can share your experience if you follow, if you. Yeah. So any other question on this one?
Should it be done only in the next class, or shall I do it in the chat also? Before taking the medicine, the medicine whether I have chosen is right or no.
So your question is still not clear. Means you want to do chat, means what you are saying that okay, so let's say I will create. Everybody has means your question is before taking the medicine you want to chat, something like that?
Yeah, that's something like that. I just want to confirm whether I have taken the right medicine or not.
Okay, so now the question, so the question on the right medicine and wrong medicine, I'll tell you. I'll share something, my experience on that one. Let's get this video and then I'll share it. So now, whether the medicine is right or not, right? Medicine is right or wrong. So you don't worry about if it is wrong or right. If you create your symptoms, you've gone through the quiz and you got medicine, just think it is correct medicine and take it. Don't worry if it is wrong or right. Now what happens, I will talk something about this. Let's say there are very good homeopaths. Let's say I said there are 10 good homeopaths. Very good. They're very all good things in homeopathy. They are very masters. And if they take a case, do you think they will find the same remedy? They will find same remedy for everyone?
No. I don't
So if they take my case or your case, I feel that all 10 people will come up with different medicines because of their experience, because of their case taking, because they will interpret each symptom differently than other homeopathies there. But all are good homeopaths. They have cured almost all the cases in their life. Then also they are finding the different remedy. Even if the remedy is wrong, even if all 10 have not find out the correct remedy. First time if they give according to whatever the thing, and after a month, after some time, the picture changes and they give another remedy. And like this, they change. So let's say one homeopath has given correct remedy now, he will get result now immediately. And some homeopath did not give the correct medicine. So it is not wrong, but after 1 month he will realize the picture is changed. So he will give another remedy which will cure it. So even though first remedy is wrong, he will ultimately cure the patient because of the changing symptoms, another remedy will be prescribed. So never underestimate that your medicine is wrong. Think that your medicine is correct, just take it. Whenever you have followed the questionnaire, that means you have to assume you have find the correct medicine and you have to wait till the symptoms are increased and automatically it will then decrease.
Whatever the medicine I am taking is only for one dose.
Yes, you have to take only one dose and only one dose, even if it is acute case or chronic case. Let's say you have acute case of fever or coronavirus, or I will talk about coronavirus in future session. What are my views? My views is coronavirus is fake, but then also if it is real also, don't worry. You have to just take one dose of, let's say you got arsenical bomb. Take arsenical bomb 200, 5 pills as one dose. That's it. No repetition. Let it cure yourself. And let's say if you have chronic problem, you find your medicine as calcarea carb. You have chronic constipation, for example. I'm just putting the constipation. You find out your medicine is calcarea carb. You are taking 1000 potency, that is 1 m, and then just take one dose. That's it. After 1 month, come back again. After a month, take case again. And if it is remedy same, just don't do anything. Don't even repeat it. And if it remedy is different, then take another remedy. Okay, I will talk about the follow-up kind of thing, because follow-up is very complicated. I cannot talk now how to follow up the case. Means when to take another dose or when to repeat the medicine. Right now, don't repeat any medicine. Once you find the medicine, just take that drug and wait till it cures you completely.
For acute cases, up to 200. For chronic cases, 1 m and above.
Yeah, 30 or 200. Whatever is available. I prefer 200 because I have good experience with 200, but 30 is also good. And in the chronic cases, start with the 200, either 200 or 1000 or 10,000. So if you feel, generally either all work good. It's not that 1 m will work or 10 m will work. I have seen every potency works if it is correct medicine.
Right.
Any other question on this? We will talk more on this one because today is first thing, so I just put a high level kind of thing. So I will talk more about this questionnaire. I will go through this. There is a kit kind of session is also there. Kit is something which you have to keep ready. So for example, childbirth kit. So what are the problems coming in the childbirth? Basic home kit. What you have to do day-to-day life, you have to solve it. Beach activity. If you are going on the beach, what medicine you should take? For children, what medicine you have to take? All these are not done yet. It's not done. See, it's empty. Only I will be filling all these ones. So right now, this one is done. And this one is also, this beach one is also done. So if you are going to beach, which medicine or which problem you get in beach, you can take it. So these are the very important kits which you can keep at your home. If you're pregnant, you keep this one. If you're a soldier, if you are a senior, so these are the special kits which we will talk in future. And we will talk more about this also. Just today I gave you high level. This has so many problems. So by only looking at the tongue color, you can prescribe the medicine. But here 2-3 medicine come, and if you have the knowledge of this matter medica, then you can choose which one is the good one. Yeah. So we'll talk more on it. So every Sunday I'll take 1 hour to 2 hours, depend on the material which I will take. What any other question which I have told today?
Hello, from Bangalore.
Yeah.
Just wanted to understand how to log into your page. You have just explained about Aconite.
Yeah.
I went to your website just now, but I am able to do only that a self-assessment. That Materia Medica, what you said, no, Aconite Naples.
Yeah.
I'm not able to find that.
Okay, so that if you go to this my website, I have not mentioned the link for Aconite. I did not put the link. The reason is that I will put that in future, but right now it's not there. But I have the URL. You have to go to the URL directly. I put it in the chat.
Okay.
I put it in the chat. You can take that. Now everyone has Telegram. Telegram app is there. Everyone is on Telegram app.
I have.
So,
Telegram we have.
So I will be creating now one group, and I will share that group, and everybody can join. And then, if you have any questions, or if you want to share something, you can share in that group. I will create a homeopathy online describer. So I created one group. I'll share the name of that group. Then you can join, and then we can discuss more on that one. Let me take the URL. 1 second. Okay, I got the group name. I will paste it in the chat. So everybody join that chat, and this website you should share with different people so that all common people can find the medicine. I want the whole world should find their homeopathy medicine themselves, so that they should not depend on allopathy. That's the aim of this lecture. Sure. So I put this link here in the chat, so you can join that group. And if you have any questions, whenever you have, just ask me and I will answer it.
Right. Very kind.
So if no one has question, I will share the link for this recording once it is ready.